In today's lecture, we are going to learn about storage classes in C or C++. In both C and C++ languages, these storage classes work, and these are very important. And in terms of variables, we can mention their storage classes. There are basically four types of storage classes, which are automatic, static, register, and extern. And all of these storage classes possess some properties. So we will discuss their properties one by one. First of all, automatic storage class. Whenever we declare a variable, it is basically in automatic storage class. For declaring other storage classes, we need to mention their keywords like static, register, or extern. But in case of automatic, the variable is by default in automatic storage class, and its properties are: the first is default initial value. When we don't give any value to the variable, then it contains a garbage value. Then storage. The value of this variable stores in main memory, that is RAM. Scope. Scope is local to the block in which the variable is defined. And the fourth property is life. That means in the block where this variable is declared, when that block finishes, then its life ends. That is end of the block. So there are four properties that we discuss for storage classes of a particular variable: default initial value, storage, scope, and life. For automatic, these are garbage, RAM, its storage is in RAM, scope is local to the block in which variable is defined. That means the block where the variable is defined, its value will reflect only in that block, and life is end of the block. Whenever that block finishes, its value also vanishes. We will also explain all these storage classes with programs. Then you will get to know about them very easily. Now another storage class is static. Its default initial value is 0. Its storage is also RAM, that is main memory. Its scope is value of variable persists between different function calls. That means whenever a value is given to a static variable, its value will remain same in different functions. I will explain you through a program what does that mean. And then life. The life of the variable is till the end of the program. When program finishes, only then the value of static variable lasts or finishes. So this is very important storage class, that is static. Automatic is by default, then another is static. Now third one is register. Register storage class. Its default value is also garbage value. When we don't declare or we don't assign any value to a variable, then it takes a garbage value. Then storage is CPU register. It is very important. There are also some spaces in CPU registers where a variable can be stored. It also provides some value, that is ALU register. You have learned about arithmetic logic unit, like that. There are various registers in the CPU where some data can be stored. So if we declare the storage class of a variable as a register, then the value of that variable stores in CPU. Scope. The scope is local to the block in which variable is defined. It is same as that of automatic storage class, local to the block in which variable is defined, and life is end of the block. It differs from automatic storage class only in terms of storage. That is, in automatic the variable stores in RAM, and in register the variable stores in CPU register. And the last one is extern. Its default initial value is 0. Storage class, storage is also RAM, that is main memory. Scope is global, and life is till the end of the program. See, It shares some of the properties of static variable, like its default initial value is 0, but it is stored in RAM, that is main memory, but its scope is global. Here comes the concept of global variable and local variable. The above all three are local variables, and this is external storage class is global variable, and its life remains till the end of the program. Now I will explain you all of these four storage classes through programs. These are very important when we learn C++. In C we hardly use these storage classes, but in C++ they are very useful. So I will explain them one by one through program. The program will be done in Dev C++. See, there are four programs. The first one represents demonstration of automatic storage class. Okay. First of all, we have to include header files, that is preprocessor directives. All of you already know about it. Then in the main function we will declare a function void, which is its return value, return type, and this is the function name. This is function declaration, and then this function is called 3 times. It is not having any return value and not having any arguments. This is a simple concept to understand what is automatic storage class. Okay. See, this is the function definition of function. This is function definition. Here we have declared a variable I with value 1. Its data type is int. By default it is automatic. I can also mention here auto int I is equal to 1. That means the storage class of this variable is auto. Then we will simply print the message printf I, that is the value of I will be printed. I can write here I is equal to %d I and then I plus plus, that is value will be increased after printing this value of I. Then function is closed. Now how it will work? First of all, this function call will arrive, then control goes to the function definition. Over here the value of I is set to 1 and then printf 1. 1 will be printed. Then I will be incremented, that means it became 2. Fine. Then program will, here there is parenthesis, so the program control will go back over here. Then function 2, that is another function call, is executed. The control will again come here. Again I is set to 1. Now what should be printed, whether 2 or 1, because it's an automatic storage class, so value of I will be printed as 1 again, despite of its previous value which was incremented to 2. So the value will be printed as 1 again. Then again it will go back. Then third, this function will be called, it will come here. Then again value of I is set to 1. Then printf I, value of I will be printed, and I plus plus. So again the value of I will be printed as 1. So 3 times 1 1 1 will be printed. Then now I will execute this program, compile. Since there are no errors, now we will run this program. Run. You can see from the output that I is 1 1 1. All the 3 times the value of I is 1, because it's automatic storage class. Okay. Since I'm doing these programs in Dev C++, here the default value for all the storage classes is set to 0. But when we implement these storage classes in Turbo C++, then it will reflect actual default values. For static, it will display 0, and for automatic, register and global, it will display garbage value. Now we will discuss another storage class, that is register storage class. This is second program. First I have explained you automatic storage class. Now I will discuss with you register storage class. Demonstration of register storage class. Again we have include preprocessor directives stdi.h and konya.h, and then in the main function we have declared the function func, and we are going to call it only once. In the automatic storage class we have called it thrice, but here we are going to call it only once. So this is the definition of this func function. Register int I. See, we have mentioned the storage class as a register over here. This is data type and this is variable name. And now we have used a loop I is equal to 0, I less than 10 and I plus plus. That means this loop will run 10 times from 0 to 9, and it will print the value of I from 0 to 9. The purpose of register storage class is the fast access of the variable. If I mention over here, purpose of register storage class is to access the variable value rapidly, and it is used when it is used mostly in loops, because in loops this counter variable which is I is going to be accessed very frequently, because the value of I augments I plus plus after every iteration. So we use register storage class where loops are used, so that the system does not need to pick the value of a variable from RAM again and again. Rather, it can pick the value from CPU register, because CPU processes all the programs. Fine. So if it picks all the values from the CPU register, then programming will be faster, and therefore the program runs faster when we declare its storage class as register. Okay. Now I will run this program. I will also show you the time taken by this program when we declared it as a register class and when we don't declare it as a register class. See, from here, function definition, function call, this is a function call. When this function call arrives while executing this program, the control will go to function definition over here. This is function definition. Over here we have declared register int I, and then we are going to print value of I from 0 to 9. Okay. Now we will run this program, execute, compile. Now run. See, it has printed 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9, the value of I from 0 to 9. And you should also note the program execution time in seconds, that is 0.4512. Okay. Now I will show you the time was 0. I will mention over here for record. The time taken is 0.4512 seconds. Okay. Now we will remove this register keyword. Now it is automatic storage class. When we don't declare any keyword, then it becomes automatic Now we are going to execute it again, compile and run. The value of I is also printed from 0 to 9, and you can see the time difference. Now this time it has taken the time 1.042 seconds. You can see the drastic difference between the time taken by compiler to execute this code. It is 1.042 when we declare the storage class as automatic. Now I hope this is clear. 1.052, I suppose it was that. So we can see that it takes a lot of time when we declare it as a register, when we declare it as automatic, and while declaring register it takes very less time. Okay, I hope you understand the concept. In register storage class it takes very less time. Now the third one is static storage class. Demonstration of static storage class. Initially we have declared the preprocessor directives stdir.h and conio.h, and in the main function we have again declared the function func, and we have called it 3 times again as we have done in automatic storage class. This is function definition. This is function call. These 3 are function calls. Okay, and in the function definition it is the same code as that of automatic storage class, but the only difference is here we have declared the storage class as static, but there we have declared as auto, or if we don't declare, it becomes by default auto storage class. Now when the first function arrives, then control will come over here. Here the value of I is set to 1, and we print the value of I, which will be printed 1. Then I is incremented, that means it became 2. Now here function is finishing, so control will go back. Then second time this function will be called, and again static int I is equal to 1, printf I, but this time the value of I will be printed as 2 but not 1, because its storage class is declared as static. That means it will remain static, it will contain the previous updated value but not the new one. So the value of I will be printed as 2. Then it will be incremented, it will become 3 over here, and control will go back. Then function third will be called again, and this time again value of, although value of I is set to 1, but since it is static, the value of I will be printed as 3. So the 3, so output will be 1, 2 and 3. This output will be printed when we declare it as static storage class. I is equal to 1, 2 and 3. Let's execute this program and see the output. I have made this as a comment so that it should not execute or compile while compilation. Compile and run. You can see from here I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2 and I is equal to 3. So when we declare a static storage class, the value of variable persists between different function calls. So that is the scope of the static variable. That's why the scope of static variable is value of static variable persists between different function calls. Okay, that means its value will remain, its value will persist, its value will become static. Once it is set to 2, it will remain 2, and once it's set to 3 it will remain 3, and so on. So this is all about static storage class. And now the last and the fourth one is extern storage class. Extern is basically used to declare global variable. Demonstration of extern storage class. Now the preprocessor directives are stdir.h and conio.h, which we have included. And see, here we have declared the extern storage class, which is extern int a is equal to 10. We have declared a variable a with data type int, and its storage class is extern. And now int main, in main we have declared a function func, and here it is called func again, but we are going to print the value of value of a over here in this block also. Printf a and then return 1, because we have mentioned int main. And now in function definition the value of a is set to 20, and here a is printed again. See, here in this block we didn't mention any value of a, we didn't declare a, we didn't mention int a is equal to something or a, but we are going to print it over here. Then from where it will take the value? It will take the value from here, extern int a is equal to 10, because now it's a global variable. When we don't give any value to a variable in a particular block, see this is a block in parenthesis, when we don't give any value, then it takes the value which is declared globally, that is outside main. Any value which is declared or defined is assigned to a variable outside main is termed as global variable, and whatever value we give to a variable inside a block, then it is called local variable. So this is a local variable. Here we didn't mention a, here we have mentioned a, it is local variable, but from here it will print the value of global variable a. Here global variable a, and here local variable a will be, here local variable a will be printed as output. Now I'm going to execute it. First of all, func function will be called, control will come over here, initially it will print a is equal to 20, and when control will go back it will print a again, then a is equal to 10 will be printed. So the output would be like this, output a is equal to 20 and a is equal to 10. Now let's see whether this output is correct. Compile and run. See, the output is same that I have told you, a is equal to 20 and a is equal to 10. A is equal to 20 and a is equal to 10. So when we don't give any value to a variable in local block, it picks the value from the global scope, that is global variable. And when we don't declare it, then let's see which value it takes. Suppose I don't declare over here, I have made it a comment. Now let's see what happens. Compile and run. It is giving an error that from where it will give, it will print the value of a, because a is not declared yet. Fine. So we need to declare a, and we need to declare a whether we give it a value or not. Or if I give it like this, again it is giving a error, so we need to give it a value so that it became a global variable. I hope you understand all the 4 storage classes, that is automatic, register, static and extern. These are very important in C as well as in C++. Let's execute it again to remove all the errors. A is 20 and A is equal to 10. We can also omit the keyword extern. It is also by default when we declare a variable outside main. It will run A20 and A10. Extern is optional. Likewise, automatic or auto is optional. Then extern is also optional. One more thing I want to tell you, that we don't need to mention here automatic. We just need to mention auto, just auto over here. And when we skip it, then by default the storage class of this variable is auto. Okay. I hope you understand the storage classes in C++ and C.